When we talk about dominance in the skies and raw, unfiltered power, one of the names that inevitably enters the conversation is the Su-35 Flanker E. A heavyweight among modern air superiority fighters, the Su-35 is not just an evolution of the Su-27, it's a statement of what Russian aerospace engineering can do when pushed to the edge of technological aggression and air combat performance. Born from the legendary Flanker family, the Su-35 represents the pinnacle of 4++ generation fighters, incorporating advanced avionics, long-range weapon systems, and extraordinary maneuverability that have earned it global respect and apprehension. This aircraft isn't just built for dogfighting, it's built to dominate every domain it enters, challenging even fifth-generation fighters in select engagements. Whether flying solo as a high-speed interceptor or forming the backbone of a defensive air shield, the Su-35 makes its presence felt with authority. Developed by Sukhoi, part of the United Aircraft Corporation in Russia, the Su-35 was designed as a major upgrade to the already formidable Su-27 platform. It's not stealthy in the traditional sense, but it compensates for this with sheer power, agility, and next-gen sensors. The jet made its maiden flight in 2008, and after extensive testing, it officially entered service with the Russian Air Force in 2014. Since then, the Su-35 has gained a reputation for being one of the most maneuverable aircraft in the world, due in large part to its thrust vectoring engines and advanced flight control systems. These enhancements have made it a nightmare for enemy aircraft in close combat scenarios. But this aircraft is not just about agility, it's about a full-spectrum capability that enables it to handle multiple threats simultaneously in modern air warfare. Let's take a deeper look into the powerplant of the Su-35. The aircraft is powered by two Saturn AL-41F1S turbofan engines, each capable of producing over 31,000 pounds of thrust with afterburners. These engines are not just about speed, they're about control. They are equipped with three-dimensional thrust vectoring nozzles, allowing the aircraft to perform jaw-dropping maneuvers that are simply impossible for most Western jets. The Su-35 can perform the Cobra maneuver, the tail slide, and the flat spin, all of which are dramatic displays of agility, but also potentially useful in confusing enemy missile lock-ons during real combat. It's not an exaggeration to say that, in a close-range dogfight, the Su-35 has a significant edge over many of its contemporaries, including some fifth-generation fighters that sacrifice maneuverability for stealth. Despite being a 4++ generation fighter, the Su-35 includes a suite of technologies that bring it close to fifth-gen performance. It has an advanced Urbis-E passive electronically scanned array radar, with a detection range of up to 400 km for aerial targets and the ability to track up to 30 targets simultaneously while engaging up to 8 of them at once. This radar is one of the most powerful mounted on a non-stealth fighter and allows the Su-35 to dominate in beyond visual range combat. In addition, the jet includes infrared search and track systems (IRST), electronic countermeasures, and a fully digital cockpit designed for high situational awareness. These systems combine to make the Su-35 a deadly threat not just in traditional dogfighting but in networked, modern battle spaces. Armament-wise, the Su-35 is nothing short of terrifying. It features 12 hardpoints and can carry an array of air-to-air, air-to-surface, and anti-ship missiles. This includes the R-77 active radar homing missile for long-range engagements, the short-range R-73 for close-quarters combat, and the fearsome KH-31 and KH-59 missiles for ground and maritime strike missions. The aircraft can also carry guided bombs, unguided rockets, and the GSH-30-130mm internal cannon, capable of laying down a barrage of high-velocity rounds against both airborne and ground targets. This combination of range, versatility, and firepower makes the Su-35 a truly multi-role platform, capable of adapting to any mission requirement, from air superiority to ground attack, from interception to suppression of enemy defenses. The Su-35 also stands out in terms of range and endurance. Thanks to its internal fuel capacity of around 11,500 kilograms, it can fly over 3,600 kilometers without refueling, and even farther with external drop tanks or mid-air refueling. This allows it to cover vast regions, which is crucial for countries like Russia with massive airspace to defend. The jet can loiter over target areas for extended periods, giving commanders more operational flexibility in time-sensitive missions. Its range also makes it an attractive export platform for nations looking for a long-range, high-performance fighter without the limitations of short-legged designs. Speaking of exports, the Su-35 has caught the attention of several countries looking for high-end fighters that are not tied to Western restrictions. China was one of the first and largest customers, acquiring 24 units. Indonesia, Egypt, and even the UAE have shown interest at various points, and the aircraft continues to draw attention due to its cost-effectiveness compared to fifth-gen fighters. However, geopolitical considerations and sanctions have complicated these deals. Nonetheless, for many air forces, the Su-35 offers an unbeatable combination of performance, firepower, and autonomy from Western supply chains. But every aircraft has its drawbacks, and the Su-35 is no exception. While it boasts incredible maneuverability and radar capabilities, its lack of stealth limits its survivability in heavily contested airspaces dominated by advanced radar and surface-to-air missile systems. Against aircraft like the F-22 Raptor or the F-35 Lightning II, which are designed to operate in stealth modes and incorporate network-centric warfare, the Su-35 can find itself at a disadvantage in long-range engagements. Furthermore, while the cockpit and avionics have seen dramatic improvements, they still trail behind Western standards in terms of ergonomic design and sensor fusion. In networked operations involving AWACS, drones, and joint force assets, Western platforms often have an edge in real-time information processing and decision-making. Still, in a straight-up one-on-one fight, particularly at medium to close range, the Su-35's incredible agility and firepower could tilt the balance in its favor. In war games and simulated combat, even experienced pilots have acknowledged the difficulty of locking onto and defeating a Su-35 in a turning fight. And that's not just theory. The aircraft has seen combat in Syria, where it provided air cover, engaged in strike missions, and deterred enemy aircraft effectively. The real-world performance in Syria served as a showcase for potential buyers and demonstrated the Su-35's ruggedness, reliability, and ability to operate in tough conditions. The Su-35's design is also a visual representation of brute force combined with elegance. With its wide wingspan, twin vertical stabilizers, and aggressive air intakes, the aircraft looks like a bird of prey in flight. The internal structure has been strengthened to handle high G loads during aggressive maneuvering. The airframe incorporates radar-absorbent materials and a reduced radar cross-section compared to the original Su-27, though it's still far from being considered stealthy by modern standards. The inclusion of a digital fly-by-wire system allows the pilot to push the aircraft to its aerodynamic limits without compromising safety or control, which is a key enabler of its famous maneuvers. From a strategic perspective, the Su-35 serves not just as a frontline fighter, but also as a symbol of technological independence and power projection. For Russia, deploying Su-35s to areas like the Arctic, the Pacific, or even near NATO airspace sends a clear message: it's not just about defending borders, it's about asserting dominance and readiness. The aircraft fits well within Russia's broader doctrine of layered air defense and offensive deterrence, working in conjunction with long-range missile systems like the S-400 and other air assets to create a deadly umbrella of control. In modern hybrid warfare, where speed, firepower, and intimidation play psychological roles, the Su-35 is more than just hardware, it's a piece of strategy. Over time, the Su-35 has helped bridge the gap between legacy platforms and future fighters like the Su-57 Felon. While the Su-57 will bring stealth and other advanced features into play, the Su-35 will remain a cornerstone of Russian air power for years to come. Its upgrade potential, robust design, and low operational costs compared to stealth fighters make it a valuable asset in both high and low-intensity conflict scenarios. Additionally, its presence in Russia's export catalog ensures it will remain relevant on the international stage, particularly in regions that prioritize agility, power, and cost-effective firepower over stealth alone. In conclusion, the Su-35 Flanker E is a formidable machine that blends the brutal agility of fourth-generation fighters with many of the advanced features of the fifth generation. It's not perfect, few fighters are, but it excels in so many areas that it commands respect even among adversaries. Whether it's patrolling Russia's vast borders, engaging intense standoffs with NATO aircraft, or soaring through foreign skies as part of export deals, the Su-35 represents one of the most capable and feared fighter jets flying today. For pilots who fly it, it's a machine of pride. For those who face it, it's a threat not to be underestimated. In the ever-evolving chess game of air dominance, the Su-35 is a heavy piece that can change the game with a single move. And as new technologies emerge and the global balance of air power shifts, the Su-35 will continue to be a key player in shaping the future of aerial combat.